Now, I got the chance to chat with Donnie from our gang Four Wheelers, who have an ice racing club who have been holding ice races in Colorado for 47 years. They race over at Georgetown Lake over 7 weekends, and ice racing is a great way to enjoy your winter months. Donnie and I chatted about everything that you would possibly need to know to hop out there on Georgetown Lake and give your racing passion a go. Here is Donnie and I with all things ice racing. We've got Donnie from our gang Four Wheelers. How we doing, Donnie?
Doing pretty good.
Great. Thanks for jumping on and chatting with us today. We have a lot of
Sure.
exciting things to cover. Um, I love this event specifically, so I'm really excited to get more info about it. Ice racing. This is amazing. Now, I want you to tell me a little bit about the community of ice racing, about our gang four wheelers, and how the concept of the club came about.
Well, the club started as just a group of guys with Jeeps 47 years ago, and they were a normal Jeep club. You know, they did some off roading, and then one day they decided to give ice racing a try because they had access to a local lake, and so they started doing it back then, just on whatever tires they had, probably some off road, all terrain tires. And then it sort of progressed from there. Um, Obviously, as time progressed, they started running studded tires, and then they would build like specialty tires with bigger studs. Eventually, one guy built a set of tires with he basically took a tire and put inch and a half bolts through the tire, and then those became, the first time he showed up with them, they called him a cheater. So that class now to this day is called the cheaters class,
Mm.
um, or the bolts class. But it's basically custom built tires with bolts. They moved to several different lakes throughout history and then eventually wound up in Georgetown. And that's where we operate today. And then we've expanded from only Jeeps to any all wheel drive cars.
Now, do you race yourself, Donnie?
Yeah, I've been racing since 2011, so I guess 11 years aside from I guess it's 12 years now, isn't it? It's 2023. Aside from the 2 years that we had to cancel all of our races. So
Mm.
I think it was 2018 and then 2021, or was it last year? It was 2022. We had to cancel all of our events because the conditions of the ice on the lake were not sufficient for us to run our events.
Yeah, so what does that sufficiency look like? Like, what does the ice have to be for you guys to be able to race safely?
Well, we won't go out at all if it's less than 12 inches. So 12 inches is our minimum, and then we usually kind of pad that a little bit. We add an inch or two, so maybe we won't go out until it's 13 or 14 inches because safety is our priority.
Now, what does a typical day look like? I guess race day.
Our registration and check-in is between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. So that happens both days, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's our studs day, and then Sunday's our bare rubber day. And then at 9 o'clock we have a drivers meeting. It's mandatory for all participants to attend. It's where we go over the rules for ice racing and we go over kind of what the races look like and how to line up, kind of all the things you would kind of need to know. And then after the end of that meeting is when we go out onto the ice. And we'll usually do between 30 or 45 minutes of practice, and then we'll start the brackets.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, this is an event that is for all ages, correct?
It's open to anyone with a 4x4 or all-wheel drive vehicle, and
Perfect.
then just a driver's license and insurance.
I know there's a ton of people that are very interested in this event and maybe want to attend and or register. So can you give us a little more info on that, your website and that process of registering if people are interested?
Our website is ourgangIceRacing.com. It'll show you all the weekends that we're out there. And so on that schedule, you'll see links to register. So you'll just click the link. It'll take you to Motorsport Reg, which is the partner that we use for registration. And then it'll just have a bunch of things for you to read and forms for you to fill out. It'll go through the last weekend of February.
Perfect.
So we do not have any events in March.
Phenomenal. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is so exciting, and I
Sure.
can't wait to check out the rest of the races that you guys have and see all the amazing things that goes down at that lake, the Georgetown Lake. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
no
thank
problem.
you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
You can grab all of the info that you would need for ice racing, including racing schedules, registration, the ice racing rule book, and more over at ourgangracing.com.